a very warm welcome. I am Gushin Garland and you're watching Firstpost. In the next 2 minutes, I get you the top 40 updates from around the world, only here on Fast and Factual. Let's get started. We begin with the latest from South Asia. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi visits Rajasthan's Bikaner for the first time since Operation Sindoor. After meeting soldiers at the Nal Airbase in Bikaner, PM Modi inaugurated the redeveloped Deshnoke station. He also addressed a rally issuing a fresh warning to Pakistan that if it continues to export terrorists, it will have to struggle for every penny. At least 2 terrorists were gunned down after an encounter broke out between security forces and militants in Kishtwar, Jammu and Kashmir. The gunfight erupted when terrorists hiding at the suspected site opened fire on Indian troops. The encounter came amid a rise in anti-terror operations across the Kashmir Valley. India expels a staffer of the Pakistan High Commission in New Delhi for indulging in activities that were not in line with his official status. This comes 8 days after India expelled another Pakistani official on May 13th on charges of espionage. Copying India's move, Pakistan also expels a staffer of the Indian High Commission in Islamabad. Meanwhile, India launches its global outreach against terrorism, emanating from Pakistan as the multi-party delegations reach Japan, as well as the United Arab Emirates, and meet officials to assert New Delhi's right to self-defense following Operation Sindoor. In East Asia, South Korea says its neighbor North Korea fired multiple unidentified cruise missiles earlier today. This comes hours after North Korean state media reported a serious accident during the launch of a new warship while leader Kim Jong-un was attending the event. Moving to West Asia, Israel says it has downed a missile fired from Yemen where Iran-backed Houthi rebels have repeatedly launched attacks they claim are in response to Tel Aviv's offensive in Gaza. This comes after the Houthis warned earlier this week that they would impose a naval blockade on the Israeli port of Haifa. In the United States, 2 Israeli embassy staffers were shot dead outside a Jewish museum in Washington, D.C. by a gunman who shouted, "Free Palestine." Leaders around the world, including U.S. President Donald Trump, condemned the shooting as Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu ordered enhanced security at Israeli embassies worldwide. U.S. President Donald Trump confronted South African President Cyril Ramaphosa with sharp claims about white genocide and land seizures during a tense White House meeting, reminiscent of Trump's February encounter with Ukrainian leader Volodymyr Zelensky. Ramaphosa, sitting alongside Trump, pushed back against Trump's claims. In Europe, Britain's plan to cede the Chagos Islands to Mauritius was halted after a UK High Court judge issued a last-minute injunction. The last-minute ruling came after 2 British nationals born in Diego Garcia challenged the agreement, which would have transferred the island's sovereignty while maintaining a US-UK military base on a 99-year lease. This, as Prime Minister Keir Starmer was set to sign the deal backed by President Trump virtually today. In Latin America, dozens of people were injured during a protest outside Argentina's Congress, where activists and retired Argentinians demanded higher pensions. The protest took place after deputies failed to reach a quorum for several bills, including proposals for pension increases and continuation of benefits for the retirees. In India, a massive storm swept through Delhi and its surrounding regions. The intense weather claimed the lives of at least 2 people and injured over 11 others. Dozens of trees were uprooted across the city, leading to severe waterlogging and traffic snarls in several key areas. The storm also wreaked havoc on air travel, with at least 13 flights diverted due to poor visibility and turbulent conditions. Torrential rains have battered southeastern Australia, triggering flash floods and isolating rural communities in New South Wales. At least 3 people have died, 50,000 residents are on high alert, and 140 flood warnings are active. Roads, farms and homes have been destroyed, with more rainfall forecast in the next 24 hours. Climate change-driven wildfires have caused unprecedented destruction, with the world losing 6.7 million hectares of tropical forests this year. It is an 80% increase from 2023. Brazil alone lost 2.8 million hectares amid its worst Amazon drought, reversing 2023's conservation gains. Bolivia, Canada and several Latin American nations also saw catastrophic deforestation. A new report warns that climate breakdown and biodiversity loss are jeopardizing the EU's food imports, especially cocoa. The majority of the EU's cocoa, wheat and maize come from countries ill-prepared for climate shocks. Farms are becoming less resilient, raising concerns about long-term food security in Europe. Scientists have discovered that clownfish are shrinking in response to underwater heat waves. Researchers observed that out of 101 out of 134 clownfish studied slimmed down apparently to boost their chances of survival. It's a survival tactic as heat waves driven by climate change become more frequent and intense in our oceans. On to business and tech news. Stock markets in Asia slip as concerns over a worsening fiscal outlook in the world's largest economy, the United States, weigh on investor sentiment. MSCI's broadest index of Asia Pacific shares outside Japan dropped 0.5% earlier today, while Japan's Nikkei fell 0.7% and Hong Kong's Hang Seng Index declined 0.8% in early trading. Bitcoin rises for the fifth straight session and touches a record high of over $110,600. This as the world's most valuable cryptocurrency recovers from the tariff-induced sell-off last month. A new report finds United Health Group, United States' largest healthcare conglomerate, secretly pays nursing homes bonuses to cut hospital transfers. The tactic is allegedly part of a cost-cutting strategy that serves the company millions. But reports say it sometimes puts patients' health at risk. World's largest retailer, Walmart, plans to cut around 1,500 jobs as part of a major restructuring effort. The layoffs affect tech, e-commerce and advertising teams across the US. The company says it's streamlining operations to focus on the future of retail. Nike says it is planning to raise prices on some products from next week. The footwear retailer will increase prices on apparel and equipment products for adults between $2 to $10, while products priced between $100 and $150 will see a $5 hike. Nike also confirms it will return to selling items on Amazon as it looks to regain market share from newer, trendier competitors. Moving to quarterly reports, US retailer Target cuts its sales and profit forecast for this year as customers pull back on discretionary spending due to ongoing concerns about inflation and the economy, driven by President Donald Trump's trade war. Telecom giant AT&T strikes a $5.7 billion deal to buy Lumen Technologies' consumer fiber business, adding 1 million customers and expanding its footprint across 8 US cities. The sale helps Lumen cut debt and focus on enterprise and AI-driven services. OpenAI is buying John Ive's AI hardware startup IO Products in a $6.5 billion deal, bringing on the former Apple design chief to develop generative AI devices and expanding its control over hardware used to deploy ChatGPT. Tech giant Microsoft says it filed a legal action against Luma Stellar malware after finding it's infected nearly 400,000 Windows computers globally in the past 2 months. Microsoft says Luma is capable of stealing data from various browsers and applications such as cryptocurrency wallets and installing other malware. E-commerce giant Amazon is testing AI-powered short-form audio summaries on select product pages, available currently to some US customers with plans to expand soon. The audio summarizes draw on products, details, customer reviews, and online information, and can be accessed via a Here the Highlights button in the Amazon shopping app. Moving to sports, we begin with cricket. Mumbai beat Delhi by 59 runs in the ongoing Indian Premier League. After taking to field at Wankhede Stadium, Delhi restricted Mumbai at 180 runs. In response, the visitors were bowled out at just 121 runs. With this, captain Hardik Pandya's side made it to the IPL playoffs. England's Jofra Archer was ruled out of the 3-match one-day international series against West Indies. This comes after the star English pacer sustained an injury in the IPL earlier this month. English Cricket Board said Archer will be reassessed over the next fortnight to determine whether he may return to action. Bangladesh pacer Nahid Rana pulls out of Pakistan tour. The country's cricket board says Rana's decision could be due to Pakistan's tensions with India, which made it difficult for Rana to get out of the country earlier this month. In football, Tottenham Hotspur beat Manchester United in the Europa League final. A first-half goal by Welsh forward Brennan Johnson was the decisive moment. Johnson's goal ensured Spurs end their long trophy drought with a 1-0 victory. Manchester United failed to replicate the heroics of 2017, losing the opportunity to win their first trophy under manager Ruben Amorim. Barcelona extended manager Hansi Flick's contract until June 2027. The German, initially appointed on a 2-year deal in May 2024, signed the extension after leading the club to 3 title wins. Under Flick, Barca have won La Liga, the Copa del Rey and Spanish Super Cup this season. West Ham and Nottingham Forest were charged by the English football governing body FA for failing to control their players during their Premier League meeting last Sunday. Forest won 2-1 at the London Stadium to maintain their bid to qualify for next season's Champions League. But there were unsavoury scenes deep into stoppage time, with both sets of players seen aggressively pushing each other. In tennis, the French Open is elevating its total purse at Roland Garros to about $63.7 million, an increase of over 5% compared to last year. The prize for the men's and women's single winners is $2.9 million, up almost $170. The French Open is set to begin in Paris on Sunday. And ahead of the much-awaited French Open, Serbian tennis legend Novak Djokovic registered an easy win at the Geneva Open. The 24-time Grand Slam winner beat Hungary's Martin Fucsovics in straight sets. Djokovic will face Matteo Arnaldi of Italy in the quarterfinals. In badminton, India's Kidambi Srikanth entered Malaysia Masters quarterfinals. The former men's world number 1 beat his rival from Ireland 23-21, 21-17. The match lasted 59 minutes. And it was a day of good news for the Indian badminton contingent in Malaysia. In the mixed doubles format, Tanisha Krasta and Dhruv Kapalia advanced to the tournament's quarterfinals. The Indians beat an Indonesian pair 21-18, 15-21, 21-14. And finally, from the world of showbiz, an actor has reportedly exited David O. Russell's maiden biopic starring Christian Bale and Nicolas Cage. The actor cited discomfort over a nude scene and the director's alleged use of the N-word during filming. Production was halted as cast and crew raised concerns about Russell's professionalism. According to reports, Kylie Jenner is not just in love with Timothée Chalamet. She's thinking long-term. Jenner reportedly hopes to have a baby with him someday and admires how well he connects with her 2 children. The couple is said to be practically living together. Joachim Treyer's Sentimental Value received Cannes' longest standing ovation this year. The film got a thunderous applause of 15 minutes. Elle Fanning, emotional and tearful, embraced cheer on stage. The film stars Fanning as a glamorous Hollywood starlet. Succession star Kieran Culkin is stepping into Stanley Tucci's shoes. She will be seen as the flamboyant Caesar Flickerman in the Hunger Games' Sunrise on the Reaping. The film boasts a star-studded cast including Elle Fanning, Jess Plemons and Ralph Fiennes. And finally, Game of Thrones alum Sophie Turner is reportedly set to don the iconic boots of Lara Croft in Amazon's Tomb Raider reboot. With Phoebe Waller-Bridge writing and producing, the live-action series aims to revitalize the legendary video game heroine for a new generation. Turner's action-ready physique hints at announcement may be imminent. That's all for today. Thank you for joining us. I am Gushin Galan and we'll see you right back here tomorrow. Stay informed and stay tuned to Firstpost.